Hey guys, so I had to buy these because when you drive about 90% of the time at night, it's kind of important to have both headlights working. I just noticed that the other night when I was heading back from work, drove 50 miles with one headlight. I was so paranoid. Hey guys, so today's going to be a different vlog. It's just going to be me here talking to you, the camera, there. I wanted to talk about the vlog and why I kind of started merging it with off-duty and on-duty. I also wanted to talk about my plans for future vlogs. So I actually have a playlist in mind that I've been thinking about for the past couple of days that I think would be very interesting and very helpful for people that are still in school or wanting to go into school for EMT or any EMS position at all. This one here is going to be detail oriented, but I'll get into that later on in the vlog. So stay tuned until I finish this first section. Also, sorry ahead of time, I have a list right here that I wrote down to keep myself on track. So if there's a lot of cuts, it's because I'm losing my place and I'm trying to stay in place. And yeah, I'm just trying to stay organized for this one. And hopefully it'll all blend and look awesome for you guys. So forgive me if there's a lot of cuts in this. It's just me trying to stay on track with all the paperwork. So first of all, I started doing more vlogs outside of work because work got really busy. So work's been getting a lot busier because of the holidays and also because it's, well, kind of a combination of the holidays and the usual traffic. So you're getting a mixture of different things. So you're catching up for certain businesses that aren't going to be open for the holidays, so you're working harder to get more people into them before the actual holidays come up for like dialysis and whatnot that are going to be closed for the holidays. So people whose dialysis days land on that holiday, they have to go earlier so that they can skip that day that they should have been going on. So with that and everything, it kind of messes with the whole system, and you just have to kind of like catch up and work around everything. So with that, I usually try and make videos like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, for content for the vlog and everything. But when you're working constantly, you don't really have time for it, especially since like during long distance drives, I do the long distance driving just because, well, I'm the better driver. Long story, but yeah. I usually choose to do the long distance driving because I'm a good driver. I'm more comfortable with driving the ambulance and everything. So, which I didn't think I would be that guy that was comfortable with driving the ambulance. I always thought that I'd be the guy that's like, no, I'll be in the back. No, for the long distance transports, I'd rather be driving because I figured out that when you're sitting sideways, so that you're like next to the patient and everything and watching the patient and talking to them and getting your vitals and all that good stuff, you can get car sick. So I'll get nauseous and I'll be like, I'll be right back. And I'll go to the captain's chair because it faces backwards. Instead of you sitting sideways, you're sitting backwards. And I'll sit there and I'll go, whew. Feels a lot better up here. So that's one of the reasons why I like to take the long distance things, other than me being like a really good driver. But anyways, I digress. This is why I have a list. Yeah, that affects the amount of content that I can put out because I'm more focused on work than actually creating content. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, I was more focused on work than actually creating content, and which is a good thing. You should be more focused on work than creating content. I always say put work first, videos second, you know. Work is the more important thing. That's how I make a living. That's the importance of the job. I've also been showing more stuff outside of work because I wanted to have a more personal channel. Show a little bit more of my personality and everything. I'm a goofy guy, I'm a serious guy. I have a lot of different layers. And I think the best way to show it is to show you inside and outside of work. My original vlogs where I'm just one-on-one with the camera and talking, That's my usual calm self. Like, I'm very calculated, still random though, but I'm really focused and driven in that sense. At work, I find ways to incorporate my professionalism with my humility and kindness and jokester esque to use for certain patients. So, like, I'll fill out a patient, and I'll bring out different parts of my personality to increase their happiness or their comfort towards the ride in the ambulance and everything, and towards my care being given. So, I've had patients tell me that I was the highlight of their week, and like that makes you feel great about yourself, let alone the fact that you made the patient feel great. So, like I always say, mental health is just as important as physical health. If you don't have mental health, the physical health is probably going to deteriorate, because mentally they're not there for it. So I wanted to put that more personal aspect into it, because I feel like work can get boring, just doing the same humdrum stuff. I like to say that it's only repetitive if you let it get repetitive, and that's true, but there was only so many conversations that I could come up with at each shift before I was like, okay, I've already done this, I've done that, and I've done this, and I've done that. I was like, I don't want to re-go over this, because then that's getting repetitive. So I'm trying my best not to make it be repetitive. So I don't want to have it be like, didn't he already talk about this before? But hopefully I haven't done that to you guys yet. But yeah. I also want to, this is going to go into, I was getting ahead of myself. This is for the next, like, subject. Same part of the vlog, but like later on. If you, beep, so you're going to click it for you. Boop, boop. There you go. Basically all I was trying to say was that I'm showing more outside of work so that you guys see more of who I am, and hopefully create a little bit stronger of a bond between me and the viewers, you guys, because I want more interaction between the viewers and everything. That's one thing that I've always wanted, is to have more interaction, more comments, more likes, or whatever. Comments, whenever I see them, I get excited. I'm like, yes, I got a comment. So I'm hoping that with a more personal feel, it'll be more welcoming of an environment for comments and all other good stuff. Alright, so this plan here, I'm actually really looking forward to. I've been thinking about it for the past 5 days, and I think I really want to do it. I got to get my book back from my friend so that I can go back through the book and pick and choose and do like a kind of like a run through along with my EMT school stuff. But this idea here is to go through the chapters and pick out things and kind of do kind of like a virtual study buddy is what I'm wanting to try and do. And pretty much I want to do it to where I make flashcards and everything, or I'll like post the question on the screen and like give you some time to answer, or I'll like read out the question to you on the screen, and then I'll give you some time, like you pause it, and then when you're ready for the answer and you think that you got the answer in your head, you play it and I'll give you the correct answer, and that'll be like a way of doing kind of like a flashcard scenario with you. And if you guys have any ideas for that as well, throw them at me, like violently, just like throw it at me, just give me all you got. But that's one of the things I want to do, is like a virtual flashcard scenario. I want to go through definitions, I want to go through medical terms, I want to go through body parts, bones. One thing that I never actually like did in my EMT school vlog, which I noticed, is pregnancy. I don't know if it was subliminal or what, but somehow I skipped over the pregnancy chapter, and so I'm gonna have to hit that one, which I am not looking forward to. Pregnancy, oh my gosh. To all the women that are subscribed to me, I apologize. For every man out there, I apologize to you women, because pregnancy is, ugh, my goodness. I tell everybody that when I'm married and like we're ready to have a baby, every single day I'm gonna apologize to her and give her like an entire tray full of like sweets and treats and I don't know, please don't kill me notes. So yeah. So I gotta make it up and do the pregnancy chapter. Not looking forward to it. But I want to make that though so that it's kind of like a bridge between EMT school and the plans. I still have the plans in the mix for school, but oh my, send me my transcripts already. Jeez, it's been a month and a half. I sent out I paid for the transcripts in person. I called them last week. They told me that they just got my payment a week prior, and they're like, oh yeah, and it'll be there in like 2 weeks. So that's clearly past the deadline for paramedic. So now I'm looking at fire school. So I got to go back to Valencia, talk to them about fire school, and see what's going on with that, and see what I have to do for that, if it qualifies with financial aid and whatnot, how much gear is going to cost, which gear is going to be like the most expensive part probably. So yeah, it's going to be a bridge between that and fire school, since paramedic school I think is already past the deadline by the time I get the transcripts. So it is what it is. I was stressing out about that for a long time. I did another vlog about it, I believe, about trying to push myself, and it was stressing me out, and I was getting upset and aggravated and anxious and all these emotions. And I decided just woosah. It's gonna come when it comes. Until then, no stress. Just go as it goes. So not stressing out about that anymore. It's just whichever one comes first, I'll do. So until then, I want to do as much as I can to help everybody. This one here, I want it to be something to where even if you're not in EMT school yet, or not knowing if you want to be in it yet, and you're just still trying to figure it out, hopefully the information that I give in those will be something that motivates you to make a strong decision for yourself. Not as much as like talking you into going to the EMS, but giving you the most information to know if EMS is for you, because there's a lot of people that can't do EMS, and they won't know until they go into school. They already spent the money on the school. So that's how we lost like 6 people, because they saw pictures and they're like so hopefully I can help as many people as possible with that playlist that I want to create. So I don't have a definite timeline on it yet, but I will say I want it to start soon. So keep your eyes out for a new playlist. So I'm gonna have the EMT ones. I'm gonna start a new playlist once when the new year hits. I'm gonna start another playlist, so that I'm keeping my years separate. I'm gonna add 2016 to the EMT vlog, so it's gonna be EMT vlog 2016, or like season 1, or I don't know. I'll probably just do it by year. I think season 1 will be kind of me. I'm not a sitcom. I'm real life. So yeah, look out for those 2 new playlists then, because that one's a definite, and then you'll have a set time for that one because it's New Year's. I'm working New Year's, so New Year's vlog. That one can be done at work. I don't know if we're gonna be busy or not. Probably will be. Who knows? Maybe I'll respond to somebody that blew themselves up with fireworks like my uncle did like 20 years ago. That's all that I have though. Before I get into some other like tangent that I always do whenever I try and have these like one-on-one talks, that's all the plans that I have. Leave some comments down below of any suggestions that you have for the playlist that I mentioned, as far as going through each chapter, creating kind of like a study guide for you guys that are wanting to go into school or are currently in school. Any kind of advice that you can give me to help you guys study, maybe, that I can actually work into the playlist. So any suggestions, any requests that you may have, put that in there, and I'll see what I can work out for you guys. So until next time, peace.